What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Civilization 5 Deity Europe AI only battle. Things still so hard to tell who's winning, I guess. Probably the best way to describe it. It's definitely up in the air at the moment. I think there's a couple of civs doing very well. There's one where it's a bit more obvious, and there's another one who's sort of hidden in the corner. Not getting much attention, probably needs to make a move soon, but I definitely wouldn't count them out. That is Morocco. They are still very powerful. I think Arabia is catching, if not ahead of them now, but Morocco is probably still the sleeper civ here in the victory conversation. Obviously, the further we get in the game, I always talk about like who's in the top 10, because that's how I judge it at the end. But it's hard to... What's the word? The top 10. Early in the game, you can't really tell who's going to win. You can just sort of say, these civs are the top 10, maybe. These are the prospects for the top 10. As we push further, obviously, you begin to realise that even, the 10th civ to the 3rd civ is quite a different conversation. And I think we're beginning to see some of those emerge. I think Arabia and Morocco are probably the two that you'd definitely look at right now. I wouldn't be afraid to put Assyria in there. It's just I don't know what the next 100 turns looks like for them. I think Arabia, they're almost at the mercy of Arabia here. I think Arabia they're almost a better Assyria at the moment, right? Like Assyria just need to keep conquering people and sort of hope for mercy from Arabia, and then they might have a chance. But for now, Arabia has the advantage pretty much in every department. Numbers might be a bit closer than it looks, I'm not exactly sure, but technology and, air power definitely leans towards Arabia at the moment. They just have so many guided missiles. I know they're throwaway units at times, but, one is not that useful. But when you have, 20, that can, be one turn, be pretty devastating. Especially, it's not like a plane that's going to get damaged, take a rest. That is just a one-time hit. Incredibly powerful. Almost in, when you think about it, maybe more effective than planes if you get it right. And obviously, I don't know if they will, but we'll see. So that's the only reason I'm not putting Assyria in there. Russia, the Soviets, Austria, the Huns, they're the sort of civs that then sit behind them. I don't think any of them are on a path to win at the moment, which is why they're not up there. If it was clear that the Soviets were going to bulldoze Russia, or, somebody else, vice versa, Austria as well in there, then yeah, I would put them in the winner. But at the moment, you can't really tell these apart. The Soviets seem to have a little edge on Russia, but certainly not enough to conquer them before the end of the game. So I don't really see what their options are. Austria, there's definitely a chance for them, but again, there's border so many people, it's difficult to just steamroll one civ, as we've just seen basically Assyria do to the Ottomans. It was just complete domination over there, and Arabia's done their bits as well. Not as aggressive, and maybe over time, if Assyria rebuild this Ottoman territory to be really good, or the city's very small at the moment, if they grow back again, then Assyria might take the lead again. But will Arabia give them time to do that? I don't think so. I think we're going to see a massive war down here, which will be the biggest so far. It's been eclipsed a few times, biggest war so far. At first I was saying it was the Assyria-Arabia-Ottoman one. Then, put a mark on how long that war was. We had Austria-Soviet Union, and then Soviet Union-Russia, which sort of eclipsed that. But now we might be looking at an even bigger one popping off pretty soon. But we'll keep an eye on it. For now, Russia's busy going after the Goths. Not too much success yet, but from the look of it, it looks like the siege is maybe about to start. Russia go right at the start. I think they go after France, actually. Well, pretty soon, so we can actually see how much damage they do. Although, of course, trust whenever I say that for the civ whose go it is to take years and years and years. So, we'll just wait. France definitely didn't take this long before I mentioned them. Never mind, Greece. The Ottomans still alive on the island of Crete. Not much left. They were not quite eliminated. The Celts did go, however, in the last episode. So another civ gone, and here's Russia's turn. A bit of attrition, of all things. But here we go. Let's see how much damage they can do in one turn. Okay, so they put one city in the green. Not a huge start to the siege. Their artillery is kind of stuck at the back. Poor planning on their front. But yeah, Russia definitely has a numbers advantage. You're starting to see the Goths thin out a little bit now. I also saw Russia somehow fighting back against Byzantium. It looks like that is failing now, but Attila's helping as well. Maybe that was him doing more of the damage, but Russia and the Huns were both at war with Byzantium here. And yeah, maybe Constantinople would fall. Attila would love that, by the way. That would put Assyria again in a rough spot, because they'd have to fight their way through Attila maybe. or help Attila against Armenia. And then obviously after that, then you've got the same dilemma. So it's some of these civs are really not in the ideal spot. I mean, Arabia certainly isn't ideal. They have to choose to go after Assyria or Mercuria. Both are strong. Assyria is a lot stronger, and the benefit of going against them is you have a full land border to deal with, whereas Mercuria are weaker, but you've got to cross the Red Sea, which certainly isn't easy. They have a navy to guide their units over, but landing on the coast with melee units, not the AI's speciality right there. These cities are all pretty... I mean, the planes will still help, and it actually looks like maybe they are moving them over this way. I mean, there's still some here, but it does look from this positioning now that Arabia might be considering going after Mercuria. Portugal involved in that war against the Goths. Not sure they'll be able to get over there, but keep an eye on them. See, they are one of the two civs surrounding Morocco, and they are the one that leads to more opportunities for Morocco. Morocco kills the Songhai, like, great, you've got more land, but that's it. Morocco, there's no further point to that. If they get through, capture the North Africa off Portugal, they can then refocus on the rest of North Africa, try to go after the Europeans. Rome, Spain is here as well. Probably not really. Portugal's probably doing those two a massive favour. Maybe not so much Rome. I think Rome has got a navy it's not great, but it is big enough for now, because like Morocco doesn't have really any boats, and they don't have any coastal cities, so that obviously helps Rome. But over time they would build one, I guess, and be a threat. Rome have the most random timing of the units. Like, why do they have galleasses and then an infantry? It just doesn't make sense. Switzerland v Belgium is pretty big, but the more important one I did suggest could happen was Great Britain v Belgium. Of course, Austria's already putting the city down to some damage. I did not realize Austria's trying to embargo Belgium. That is savage from the Austrians. But yeah, sorry, didn't mean to do that. Just knocked my elbow on the desk. But yeah, Britain and Austria, that should probably be enough to take the city of Ghent. I'm imagining Austria takes it this turn anyway, but we'll see. They've only got destroyers, which is a little bit awkward. Brussels is a lot harder to get to. Oh, France is actually sieging out Antwerp. What the heck? It's in the yellow. Finally, France. They gave up on the city of Lucerne, which is annoying for Bordeaux, but if they can take Antwerp, then I will let them off. That is a worthy sort of trade. I wouldn't complain about that. There's actually a few sieges going on the map right now. Oh wow, Russia. I don't know how have they done that? How is this city so low? Surely one artillery can't have just done that. I have no idea, but Russia is very close to probably grabbing 3 cities in the next turn or two off the Goths, and that is a very quick change in the story for Eastern Europe, because it looked like the Soviets were slowly having an edge. This city, Novgorod, is growing back very quickly. It was at 2 when they took it a few turns ago. It's growing at like 1 a turn at this rate. So yeah, they're off to a great start at getting that back. So that's the benefit for the Soviets. But you know, what are the Soviets going to do if Russia just conquers 3+ good cities down here? Like that's an issue, because it's going to make Russia a lot stronger very quickly. I mean, if they manage to get Constantinople as well, that would be a huge blow. But it looks like that will fall to the Huns. There is so much going on right now. What's that? That's 1, 2, 3. This one's over, but yeah, 4 sort of sieges in Eastern Europe, 2 in Western Europe. That is ridiculous. And then I don't know if there's one anywhere else, not really, but 5 sieges, or 6 maybe, going on across the map. Oh, this one's maybe getting started as well from Attila. It's going to be difficult, but it is sort of underway. Wow. Things getting very tense for some of these civs. There's going to be some big moments. One episode. A lot's going on. We're only halfway through. Gonna do anything, Portugal? No? That's alright. It's fine. We'll let you off. I'll let you off. You don't need to do too much. It's all good. Sweden completes the Kremlin. There we go. The irony could not be completed. I don't know what the irony would have been. I guess Great Britain is like the closest thing to the US on this map. Are you serious, Austria? God. Why would you peace out there? I mean, the UK should take this, like this, probably this turn in theory. I don't know if they can quite reach with the privateers, but there's a chance. Stalin completes the Great Firewall, which is a fantastic wonder, don't get me wrong, really useful And that, I'm not surprised that he built it if it was available. I'm just surprised that he has access to it as a technology. Like, that's a bit further ahead than maybe we thought they were. Wow, Leningrad up to 30 population to draw level with Moscow, so a bit of a rivalry going on there. The Goths, yeah, this is their big turn. Can you do some damage back here, or are you going to retreat, protect your main territory, and sort of become like a Romania, or more of a Ukraine? They are kind of a Ukraine, a little bit bigger, but actually, maybe not. Maybe that is perfectly on Ukraine, to be fair. This map is obviously quite big. Silver was banned, as was the embargoment of Belgium. Don't know what everyone's got against Belgium, but there you go. You can't trade with Belgium anymore. They are the enemies of peace. The true enemies of the world is the Belgians. All that chocolate and waffles. What else comes out of Belgium? I don't know. What else is Belgium famous for? There must be some things. They got a good football team. I don't know. They must have some other things. There's someone in the Discord from Belgium. So sorry. I know you'll be very frustrated at me. I'm sure there's loads of great things from Belgium, you know. I've been there for one whole day, so you know that's important. That shows my caring. Right, there we go. The city does fall to Russia pretty easily. Around the mountain. That gives them a border again with Austria, but Greece as well, which Greece probably didn't want to happen. And Wallachia as well. That's not what those civs really wanted, but there you go. The Goths didn't hold on to it for too long. Rakopolis here is into the red. That should fall next turn, and I imagine this one's pretty close as well. That will give Russia much easier access to Attila in the future. And obviously the Goths are shrinking very quickly here. It's getting a little bit scary for them. They were doing well, keeping up. At one point they were the world's leader in technology, but it's all fallen away for them here. Okay, the Ottomans do peace out with Assyria, so they will survive for now. I don't know how the city is in resistance. I'm guessing it was Greek at one point, or Byzantium. Oh no, I think it was a Byzantium city. Don't know why they wouldn't just build a courthouse, because now their only city is in resistance. But there you go. Assyria can now focus on rebuilding. A lot of these cities are puppets. I assume their happiness is in the bin right now. Which is again another advantage towards these guys, whose happiness is probably fine. Arabia. Come on, Morocco, you know you want to. You're geared up. I don't know why. I feel like it's a case of every turn they're like one turn away from declaring. And the Songhai just builds another few units and they're like, oh, we need to just build a few more. And they just keep arming up till the end, or at least upgrading. I do see Morocco had an atomic bomb there, so that might change things. The only problem is the Songhai is so small. Wherever they nuke, they're going to hit their own units. Like, there's no real... Nyeni is the only real safe target to nuke. It would be a hell of an... I mean, you could nuke all four. Like, you move your own units away. It's not like the Songhai are going to be able to move out of the way. If Morocco moved their own units, avoid the sacrifice, yeah, 4 nukes, that would be just destruction. Not recommending it, but well, I'm recommending it to Morocco. But you know, you'd feel bad for them if it did happen. They have any nukes up this way? No. They do have plenty of planes. They're definitely on a par with Arabia. Don't think we should get carried away too much on the Arabia hype train, as good as they have been. It's typical, isn't it? I think I picked them in the last battle. Maybe not picked them, but I don't know if I picked... I think my pick died early, and then I said like Arabia was doing well. It would be cool if they could win, and they didn't quite achieve it. But yeah, you'd feel like every time. Maybe if I just pick the same civ every time. No, that would really jinx them. Actually, I think I picked France. I think in the last World game because they started okay. I don't know, to be honest. They all merge into one. I've done a lot of these. The Goths, despite being invaded, are willing to give one more war effort, and that will be against Byzantium. They are trying to actually steal this away from Attila, and in theory, they might. It depends if Byzantium can kill the privateer. I'm sure it will die. I mean, Attila doesn't actually have a destroyer nearby. It's too far away at the moment. It's over here. So there's a chance the Goths could steal Constantinople away. Maybe a new home for them, with the rest of it potentially falling here. France, why is Antwerp not falling? Come on. Oh, they have artillery now. That's why they're making the progress. You see, they made the upgrades. Now they can sit back, bombard away against a city with pretty much no defenses. And yeah, they should grab this at some point. Byzantium pieces out with Russia, so Russia holds on to Craiova. down here. I'm guessing that's how you say that. That's the end of that. And oh, Russia is so close. Both cities in the red. Surely they'll be adding 2 next turn, which is going to be very scary for some of the other civs of the world. This game is going to be the next 93 turns till we do the results are going to be incredibly interesting. And obviously beyond that as well, when we just run it for fun, it's going to be ridiculous. Because some of the civs are reaching the top end of the tech tree, which is, if you weren't aware, is why I stop and do the results earlier. Well, the main reason is just to make sure we don't reach a point where it crashes and we can't restore it, because that can happen if you get too late and it just won't load anymore. But the main reason I do it, and the Huns did manage to grab Constanta. Okay, those boats can move further than I thought. There you go. But yeah, the main reason we do the results at turn 300, just to clarify one more time, because people do get confused on this a lot, is that it's when, on quick speed, obviously it's I do 400 normally if we're on standard, but now I've just moved to quick all the time because I think it's more better for the series and the pace. But yeah, if we move, so at turn 300 is when the best civs in the world, like probably 4 or 5, maybe more of them, maybe less, would have reached the top end of the tech tree, and to go on beyond there without doing the results kind of disadvantages those civs, because it levels the playing field as more and more reach 80, because there's just nowhere more for them to go. And the scoring system we use with the info addicts doesn't give you a bonus for being at 80. I think it keeps it in order of who got there first. And that's questionable. I've never really wanted to say it, but that is questionable. I assume that the info addicts record who gets to each level first, and that's how it does it. 'Cause it's not alphabetical, so I'm hoping it's on who gets there first. If it isn't, we've got to have a score system. Haven't developed our own yet. I know some people suggested we should try come up with one. Haven't got the time. Well, we've all got plenty of time now, but yeah, I haven't been able to look into that too much just yet, and I'm not really sure how easy it would be. I'm not really a civ expert, to be honest. So for the amount of videos I make on it, it's more action focused than details focused. I don't really know what would be the best way to score a game of civ differently. Sweden versus, but yeah, that's why we do the results earlier, and obviously just because of timing, like I don't want to do 1,000 episodes. I will then just let the game run for like 100 turns off video, just like the next 100 and then the next 100, and show you what happens, just because it gets so slow. I can't commentate when it's down to 1 turn every 20 minutes, which it doesn't actually get that bad. I think the most I've seen is like 5 or 6 minutes, and it's improved recently. I don't know why. I think it's because I've been using less civs. Like, I used to always be like, I need 43. That's the size of the mod. We need 43. It's not so bad anymore. Now I'll just be like, yeah, 37 will do if they're in the right places. More focused in the balancing of the game. But here we go. Here's the biggest militaries in the world. Morocco leads the way. There you go. I said don't sleep on them. Arabia then down in second. Then there is massive drop off to the Soviet Union in third. That's almost half. Not quite, but almost. Attila's in there with fourth. There's Assyria. These guys are all really close. Austria as well. Russia's a bit down, but they are just, they've been in wars for a while. The Soviet War, now the Gulf War. A bit more of a drop off to 58,000, which is still really high. 250,000. That is really high. For this category, yeah, wow. There you have Norway, Portugal and Spain filling out the top 10. That's a bit of a surprise. Rome a bit lower. The UK, France is down here. Interesting. But that'll be it for those small wars. Sweden, Byzantium doesn't matter, and Wallachia, Byzantium doesn't really matter anymore. They're actually quite far apart now. Oh, the Goths will actually grab the city off Russia. I felt they were waiting for the friendly units of Byzantium. Well, they're not even friends with Byzantium, but they were waiting for that to clear before they pushed in. But then all of a sudden, boom, 0 health. That was quick. But that'll be it for this episode. As always, if you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe as well if you're new to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.